everyone, and welcome back to Episode Club. Today we are joined by the two people who joined us a few days ago on Wednesday, Fandom D Saint and AK Alicia Kingston. So whoever wants to introduce themselves, go ahead. Anyone?
I was waiting for David to go because I was chewing, but I suppose
I remember last time I tried to go first with you on this damn panel. You were like, "Excuse me, sir," and I was
lies. Go ahead.
Okay, now I'm going back in previous streams now just to get this. That's true. But hey, all Fandom D Saint here to talk about Stranger Things Season 2, Episode 3 and 4 with Mackenzie and the Lord Commander, the one with many titles, AK. I'll probably be defending a lot of stuff that Dustin has done within these 2 episodes, but at the same time, there's things where I'm just like, dude, you played yourself. So we'll see when we get there.
Defending Dustin. Yeah, see, this is what BBM does. He'll pick the ridiculous characters to always defend. What's that tagline he always has? Dustin did nothing wrong. Bullshit. And it starts in this episode. But hello, YouTubes. I am hanging out, reporting live from the Upside Down with my second breakfast here. So if you see me chewing, I apologize for that, but I'm hungry and it's delicious. So I can't just leave it sitting to get cold. What up, people in the chat room? Let's go ahead and get into this.
Yeah, the Pollywog and Will the Wise are both very Dustin heavy episodes. But before we do that, shout out to Johnny B. Crazy, who is usually here, but today he wanted a break because later he'll be working. So he's like, let me just take a break. I was like, fine, we'll have some fun. And of course, we have Fandom D Saint and AK in the chat. I still don't know who they are. They just follow us everywhere. But today we start with Dustin and the events of the last episode where he finds this creature, which we come to know as the Pollywog, and all of Dustin's kind of adventures in this episode. We'll start with Dustin because it's Fandom's favorite to defend.
Go ahead, young man.
Sorry, I was like sharing this thing. So yes, Dustin is damn episode. Let me get my notes as well. So yes, we discovered what the hell was in that damn dumpster. It wasn't a damn Funko Pop. It was freaking, what was it? The Pollywag thing, whatever, which we later find out, and not just some ordinary freaking Pollywag. This thing is from the damn Upside Down. So let's see how this even goes. Is it good? It's going to go for the good. It's going to bad. It's going to end up killing someone. We just have to wait and damn see. But then he calls it, was it Dracalius or
D'Artagnan?
I just know he calls it short. There we go, D'Artagnan. Thank you. I just know
what word was that even that came out of your mouth?
Hey, it's close. Potato. Yes, it was. It was kind of close. At least the first 3 letters was close. So it was kind of on the money. But yeah, Dart, I loved it. I'm kind of upset that I kind of gave the Funko Pop with, Dustin and Dart away, but I needed some space and money to buy more Funko, so it was a sacrifice.
Yeah, and his mom is just like so like oblivious. She's like, "What's that?" And he's just like, "Oh, I just rigged this to make it like start jiggling." It's like, what? This is the 80s. I don't know like how easy they're able to do this, but I mean,
apparently there's a whole lot that kids could get away with in the 80s.
Mysterious pets,
random boys sleeping in teenage girls' rooms and nobody's walking in to find them.
Yeah, I don't know. And the poor turtle, like the turtle gets dehomed for this. Like
at least he didn't get eaten though.
Are we sure about that?
But then again, yeah, we don't see that turtle for like the rest of the season, so he might have been lunch.
That turtle knew what should happen to the cat, so he was like, "I'm out, deuces." He took his time. But
it took him like the rest of the season to like leave the house because it's like so slow. It's like, all right, we'll just leave. But yeah,
maybe that's why we saw him actually getting the cat, because the turtle was like, "Nope, I'm out."
Yeah. Bye.
It's like, oh, you gonna put me on the floor, bitch? Okay, bye.
whatever
I already
this
see where this is going.
yeah. I know this is not good, so I'll save you the misery of losing 2 pets. So I'll just or finding 2 dead pets, so I'll just go. Um and Dustin goes to the library and tries to find out more about reptiles and what this thing could be, and he gets kind of in trouble from the librarian because she's like only 5 books, but he wants like 10, or he wants to keep 10 books out, but only have him with 5, but he somehow distracts her and runs away.
Yeah, his curiosity voyage that leads him to theft.
He needs his damn paddles, AJ.
He could have went home, grabbed them other 5 books that are sitting in the corner that he's not doing nothing with, bring them back, and he could have got his damn paddles for his curiosity voyage. But no, he's gonna go steal from the library.
That's just like if Hopper was, or someone was like, "What is your crime? Petty theft of library books." It's like, oh man, just be funny. And then he's like, they talk to he mentions the D'Artagnan to the others, and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to touch this," and they just all get freaked out. But Dustin's like, "My precious," almost, but that comes to bite him in the ass at the end of episode 4. And they also like begin to have those problems, so to speak, with Max, because they want Max in their group, but they can't tell Max about everything. So
It's not that they can't. It's more like Mike is still in his feelings, and he's not processing his young teenage boy that misses his almost girlfriend very well in regards to Max. I think that's the biggest issue. Because I mean, Max does straight up ask him, like, "Bro, what's your deal? Why do you hate me?" He's like, "Oh, I don't hate you. Just you don't need to be in our party." And it's because, 11's their mage and he doesn't want the party to grow any more than that. I mean, I don't understand why not, though, because Max is a pretty cool damn chick. So what the hell is wrong with you? Get over it, Mike.
The thing is, though, the moment she even learns about the whole big picture, you're gonna have the lab people now spying in on damn Max. Just like what we get, I believe it's in this episode.
Nobody was thinking about that.
They were.
You can't. The kids were not thinking about that. No,
Mike is in his own fields. Mike is in his own fields with 11. I agree with you there. But everyone else is like, well, even if we actually do bring her along, it's like she's now going to be prey to the damn lab. It's 2-part.
Meh.
especially when we find out what's happening in the lab with Nancy and Jonathan. But yeah, it's kind of weird that they won't let another girl in their group. It's just because 11 was mysterious that they're like, "Oh, sure, we'll like join you in the group," because they were missing Will at that point. So now that they have Max, they're just kind of like,
yeah. I think if Mike would not have been so in his feels and teenage angst about it, honestly, she probably would have been in from the very beginning. Mm-hmm. I think because Dustin and Lucas already have a crush on her. Will is easygoing. He's not really going to care to exclude someone that wants to hang out with them. Mike is really the only, he's the gatekeeper in that situation. So without him being in his feels, I think that she would have been a part of the party from the very beginning. Especially since she beat like all their high scores on video games. She's got pull now.
Yeah. The Max is, because we see Max's relationship with her half brother Billy in the next episode. It's not in episode 3, it's in episode 4. So Max is dealing with like rejection, which but they're like, come here, go away kind of thing, which is obviously very confusing, especially when you're new to a school and your home life is not as good as you want it to be.
Yes, that brings up a question. Where the fuck are her parents? Like, it's the beginning of the school year. You don't go on vacation at the beginning of the damn school year.
especially when you just moved.
Right, and you just moved to a small town. So this is the one instance where I could say I understand Billy's attitude, because having been the first kid and having to babysit all the younger children, I totally understand his mentality, and that's not responsibility that he wanted, but he was made to take it. However, him being a bitch all the other times, nah, dude, you just stop doing that.
I can't relate. I was that little kid who my siblings are pretty much babysitting.
I would have locked you in a room.
I was gonna. They kind of did like one playing hide and seek with me, and then they kind of like locked me in the freezer. But good thing the freezer wasn't on. So
damn. Okay, I wouldn't have put you in the freezer though. Oh, that's a bit harsh.
No.
Yeah.
Not. Yeah. Don't put people in a freezer. It's not nice. PSA out there even. But yeah, again, I'm not someone who had siblings. I have older and like a younger cousin that's really close to my age, but other than that, I'm just like, I don't know. That's why it's fun to listen to other people's experiences with that. Yeah, Max, yeah, she's becoming into a person that we really are starting to get to know more, especially in episode 4. And we get more of Billy coming up now, so it's nice. They figure that the while at school, because this part takes place at school a lot, that Will finds a version of the Upside Down in the bathroom, and it's like the monster that he's been seeing all this time. And what do we think? But like that Will's starting to even see more and more from this, like the reoccurring nightmarish dream things.
From here on out, I'm going to be calling Will Discount Brandon, because this little kid is getting blood ravened so hard, and he has no clue how to explain what exactly is happening to him. You know, the bullshit doctors at Hawkins have no idea what they're doing, so they can't even properly diagnose him even a little bit to try to get him some help and to ease his tensions. No, he's just walking, and more the cloud of blood raven is spinning around him until we get to the point to where it actually takes over his body. And even when that happens, you can still see some little semblance of him in there, but it's not enough. Like he is definitely not in control of anything, you know, down to the temperature that Joyce has to keep it in the house to the water temperature for him to take a bath. It's all, no, Mom, it's too hot. It's too hot. No, he likes it cold. First of all, who the fuck is he? And second of all, no. Right then and there, like Joyce already knew something was wrong, but right then and there is when her spidey senses kicked into super gear, because she turned like, what? Who? But of course, Will doesn't know how to explain it, so they can't quite figure it out. You know, little bit by little bit, once he starts making all those drawings, you know, Hopper starts to figure it out, and was like, wait, those are, he kept saying something about tunnels and they're killing and whatnots, and Hopper figures out vines. He's drawing vines tunneling through stuff underground. And if we remember from the previous 2 episodes that we talked about, the pumpkin patches and a lot of farmland is being what would be the right word?
It's kind of like
everything's coming up rotten.
Yeah, rotten, torn up.
All their crops are coming up rotten, and they have no clue why it's happening. It's because all these little vines are spreading out under Hawkins from the lab and poisoning the ground. And what's his name? Paul Reiser's character, he doesn't believe that that's what's happening. And Hopper is like, no, bruh, I'm telling you, this is what's happening. And, you know, he's like, well, you can't give me orders. Hopper's like, no, bitch, in this situation, I can. We had a deal. I stay silent. You keep your shit out of my town. I've kept my side of the bargain. So if you want me to believe that you don't have nothing to do with this, go out there, check it out, and then prove me wrong. And then I'll shut up about it. This is one of the reasons why I love Hopper so much. He is a no-nonsense cat. He can be a goofball at times, but when it comes to taking care of his town, especially those kids, he pulls no punches. Yeah, I think if he absolutely had to, he'd probably pull out a gun and shoot you in the face to protect any one of those kids. And I can't blame him.
I feel like we should just end the stream now. It's like you got everything. But yeah, I do agree with AK. Like Joyce, the damn spider senses. Because the moment she's having a conversation with Bob about the whole, they're calling him Zombie Boy thing because he was like going out the tape. And then she even looks at it and she's like saying, wait a minute, this thing looks familiar here. She begins to like trace it down. And it's like pretty much the same like mirror, like the same figure that Will has been drawing. It's again, these blood raven, visions and stuff. It was just inevitable. It was just getting stronger and stronger to the point that by the end of this episode, he gets possessed by the damn thing. Listening to Bob's freaking advice, like, oh, I faced the damn clown. And that pretty much was like what I referenced, which we'll call
I
it.
think that was reference to it. Yeah, I was about to say that too.
Yeah.
Bob Newby set him up to be Blood Raven, damn it. Bob Newby is a freaking newbie and he needs to stop it.
It was insane. It was damn insane. When he heard that advice, I'm like, man, you don't know the big picture. Maybe he shouldn't go like face this thing head on. And when he did, damn, just damn.
Yeah, it's like maybe not the best idea, but it's funny how it's like there's like that subtle It reference because I guess at that around that time It was like a thing. I guess not. Like maybe it had just come out or something like that, so it would have been funny with that. Yeah, Joyce, she's obviously still with Bob, and the kids kind of notice that relationship change because Bob is staying over a lot more. Even Jonathan pointed out, like he's staying over now. Like that wasn't like a thing that I guess they discussed. Like the I guess change almost in their relationship with that, because I guess that's kind of a thing that you would talk about. But Joyce still goes to Bob for a lot of things, including when she looks at the camera and sees what Will's kind of been drawing as kind of like a shadowy figure, because they were calling him with a freak because of being coming back from the dead and Zombie Boy and all these other things. But so Joyce continues on her mission, and it's when she realizes that it's not just the things that he's drawing anymore, it's like things that are actually showing up, is what really kicks her into gear as well. Like AK said, when he is starting to say he wants this, or like instead of me, so is it something like a Pollywog isn't stuck inside of Will that were yet to kind of show up, because he did cough up like a brown slug at the end of season.
I think that was D'Artagnan that he coughed up. And D'Artagnan was just, swirling around the pipes until he made his way to the trash can in Dustin's backyard there. And that's where
for several months.
Why not? It's a little baby larva looking thing. You probably had to hide. And then when it came out of its hibernation, it had to go and search for food. Where do wild things usually search for food when humans are about? Our trash. Just saying. I mean, I could be wrong, but
then again, fair point, because we haven't seen like any of those others.
Yeah. D'Artagnan's the only one we see until later.
Yeah, the one that evolved like a Pokemon. Ha!
He really did evolve like a damn Pokemon. D'Artagnan, I choose you.
That's kind of what Dustin does in the first part of the episode.
Yeah, he does. He keeps choosing D'Artagnan. Even after you find out this damn thing is from the Upside Down. And it keeps just getting worse from there. Because what happens, Dustin? Huh? You keep this little asshole in your house because you think it's your pretty pet, your new species that you've discovered, and now your mom's cat is dead. How are you going to explain that one?
Huh? Probably her
In his
mom's
defense,
favorite.
though, it hasn't been
In
doing
his defense,
anything
my
weird or
ass!
out of the ordinary. It's just been there as a cute thing, just walking around here and there, or I should say walking.
Slithering about.
But you know what I mean. Yeah, there we go. That's the correct term for it. Just slithering about. He wasn't killing anything. He comes home and he sees it dead. Like, okay, that's now he should freaking say, okay, I played myself here. Shouldn't have done it. Okay. Before then, couldn't expect it. It was just too damn cute. Come on now.
Too
When it was
damn
little, have you ever
ass.
brought something from outside?
What
An
reason?
animal or a
What
pet?
reason
Well, I wouldn't.
would
But
Discount Brand have had to lie about that thing being from the upside down? None. And Will was trapped there for how long? That's the thing. He was in denial. He wanted some type of gimmick. He thought that was going to be extra to help him get Max also. No, just no on all levels where Dustin is concerned right now.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, Dustin is trying to be like yeah, because the cat was like always in this first part of the episode, like and his mom was like always with the cat. Like the cat was his mom's favorite. Yes, she loved Dustin, but it was always like the cat. And then she would always ask Dustin, I think when he shows up, it's like, are you constipated? It's just like, what? Like go from like down the list of things that could be potentially wrong with him. And it's just, how do you explain the dead cat to your mom? It's like, Mom, I brought in this thing that was this big when I first brought it home, and now it's like this big, and it ate the cat. So, or like killed the cat. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or you can just lie and just say the cat just, ran away. The door was open,
So he goes from thievery to lying to his loving single mother.
It's a white lie, though. It's a white lie.
Shit. Stop making excuses for him.
Don't know.
Stop
just,
it.
find another cat that looks similar, bam.
A ginger cat.
There you go.
Find another ginger cat that reacts to the same name. It's like, great. Yeah, because we can jump to the other part of the episode, but it's like the poor mom. She like puts like what Cheerios out for the cat. It's like, what? Unless it's like Cheerio shaped cat food, and it's like,
well, it seems like she only has the cat and Dustin, so she spoils her two children in any way she can. The cat probably liked Honey Nut Cheerios. I mean, Honey Nut Cheerios are delicious. I can't blame the cat for that.
I think it was like called like Meow something, because it had like a cat on the box. So like, unless it was cat Cheerios, then I don't know. It's just so funny.
I honestly don't remember. Might have been.
I don't know. It was something like that. But Dustin, man, he probably feels so bad now. It's just like, oh great, now this massive thing has become a real problem, because that's like a mini Demogorgon kind of thing almost. Or a Demogorgon.
Yeah, would they end up calling it a Demodog?
I think that's what they'll probably, because it was more like
that's what Funko calls it. I think it's Demodog or something of that nature.
Yeah, it seems like, because it's more like a animal rather than the Demogorgon that we saw.
Yeah, the Demogorgon seemed, I mean, I guess both their faces seem plant-like, but obviously the Demogorgon is humanoid, whereas the Demodogs, they look like they're more canine from the lower halves of their bodies.
Shout out to Alien 3 when we got the Xenomorph dog.
Right.
Yeah. In the second part, there isn't much surrounding Dustin, but there is a bit with the kids, and then we'll talk about like Nancy and Jonathan and Steve and all of that. We can talk. Yeah, so there's.
If we go back real quick to the kids, like you were saying, and Max, 11 starts being in her teenage angst because she also misses her almost boyfriend. So what does she do? She breaks the rules. You know, she starts going on walkabouts and whatnots. She finds out what school is. She gets to the school, and of course, they do the classic thing that they do in movies. Mike goes down the hallway this way. She's coming that way, then comes down the hallway that he was just at 2 seconds ago, but still misses him. She ends up, you know, hearing his voice and finds him in the gym while Max is basically saying, "Dude, calm the fuck down and just chill. Are we cool or not?" Nothing going on, nothing at all. But 11 is in her feels, and she causes Max to have a fall. To which Mike like tries to call Max out on it, and she's like, "You know, I don't know what happened. Just felt like something pushed me." And of course, Mike is Mike, so he's like, "Oh, she's here!" But then he runs out, and she 11's already gone because she's in her jealous feels now for no damn reason. Like, come the hell on, 11. You could have easily opened up the door and walked in and talked to the kid, and you would have seen that there was nothing there, nothing happening at all. But I don't know, that I don't like. Yeah, 11 was in her feels a lot this season, and these couple episodes here, you know, where she has a fight with Hopper, actually, because he ends up getting back to the cabin before she gets back home one night, and Hopper's like, "Dude, you got to learn. There are consequences to your actions. You put all of us in danger, so no TV for a week." And 11 starts tripping out, using her powers against him. So it goes from a week to no TV at all, and he pulls the plug out the back of the TV, and 11 proceeds to explode all of the windows in the cabin. Bitch, we in the middle of winter. I understand that you're having some problems, but no, you don't destroy where you live because you're in your damn feels. And I don't care how much rationalization she tries to put on it. She was completely wrong in that situation. Hopper never lied. He's just saying that you can't do things yet because they're still hot on our trail. You have to stay hidden. If anyone finds you, what do you think's going to happen? You might not be able to escape so easily as you did last time. And 11 just refuses to fully understand what is going on there. But yeah, I thought that little sequence was interesting, and it fits 11's character. It's not cool how she's acting out. It's not cool for how either her or Mike are acting, but I understand their feels in the situation. I guess I would say that.
Yeah, they're like acting out.
700, on day 800, friends don't damn lie.
He didn't lie. He just said not yet.
He said soon.
And when is not yet? When is soon? It's like it's been like almost a year, man. Over a damn year.
After you.
And at this point, it's literally been a year. And at one point, you can devise a plan where you can actually just meet him for once, or even actually have a conversation. Like, they learn Morse damn code. Like,
this is Mike and 11. Code. Do you think what they would have stuck to just one day? Think about who these two kids are. There is no way they would stick to that.
Is better than no days.
Okay, but that one day would turn into every day, and Hopper would continuously find Mike at that cabin. And you know what? People at Hawkins would be following him, which they are, tracking all of those kids, and they would have found her. So no, you can't let that one day.
But in this one instance, this could have been that one day where she actually even did go out and no one learned of it. They did say, "Oh, we saw some like random chick here," but never came back to Hopper's place though.
She was reported,
but they never traced it back though.
They didn't trace it back. That just means that they're going to start looking even harder now because they know she's near. This is the government. This is like the secret division, the Red Skull division of the damn American government, man. You can't just say like, "Oh no, it would be okay for just one day." No, you saw how they rolled up on Nancy and Jonathan. They thought they were being slick as hell too.
Because they were stuck on the phone though. That's why
even without the phone, when they were at the park. Wasn't no phones used there. Wasn't nothing. They were just
because they listened and they knew where they were going to meet up, because they're like, oh, we're going to meet you at the park, and
Hawkins
boom,
is
they're
very
already
small.
there because they knew.
Found them anyway. They would have found them anyway. Ion Trone, what's going on?
He and Mrs. Crone came in earlier as well. She's still here listening. Rewatch season 2. But yeah, what was the other point that you were saying within your mini recap there? You were talking about, oh yeah,
Hopper.
I love this episode because it gave us the infamous dancing Hopper GIF meme that has been circling the damn web for ages. I was so happy we finally got to see this damn episode once more, just to damn see that though. But hell, he pretty much got his parental experience within these damn 2 episodes, you know, dealing with a temper tantrum. 11, like seriously, we said this in like previous stream where you don't take this girl's egos. And they literally, you're like, oh, I'm gonna take away your egos, your TV, and literally she just went ballistic.
And she had to learn consequences. She did, and again, that damn teenage angst just ramped up more until it got to the point where it was in future episodes that I won't go into just yet. But she ends up figuring out that okay, all right, Hopper might have had some points, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah, and then he's like, because it starts off with them, and he's like, I won't have this super ego fun surprise thing, and it's like whipped cream and all of that stuff, and he's like, this is probably 8,000 calories, and she's eating it. And then day 300, and it's funny how she doesn't know like all the days, but she'll know the numbers. And yeah, poor Hopper, he has to deal with parenting a teenager, even though he hadn't had that before, so it's difficult. And
that story that he was telling her, was that just what he was reading out of a book, or was that like his actual childhood that he was talking about, where he said his mom died when he was a kid, or was that part of the story that he was reading?
Maybe it could.
I might have to go back and watch that part. I found that interesting.
It could be a way for him to kind of emotionally connect with her because of what she probably knows about her mom, because she doesn't have, like, she has one, but she doesn't obviously know who her mom is. But then she goes into, I think in episode 4, she goes and sees who her mom is, because in like that blackout room.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, she figures it out, which is pretty damn cool. Also, that her mom is actually able to connect and think. And I feel like if the right kid that was in the experiments came along, she could be fixed. There, because her cognitive thinking is still there. She had something to say to 11, and 11 was able to figure it out, and find her and get whatever information she needed to get from her. So I feel like if we got someone that had maybe not Kali's power, but something similar to that, dealing specifically with the human consciousness, I think we could actually get her back. And I kind of hope they do something with that in the future, because she's an interesting character, and I would love to see how she would play out actually, going against them.
We need a number that knows how to heal. There you go. That'll probably be it.
Yeah, something like that.
Like a healing powers, like trying to mix the two almost. Yeah, and kind of the rest of with episode 3 a little bit is we get more of Hopper being stupid, and when she goes, like the fact that he's like, know this, know that, know this, know that, and 11's like, I don't care. She like slams the door and all of these other things, which is just like, she's like, dang it, I can't be fully a parent because you have superpowers. But yeah, the Hopper and the kids, then with Hopper again, it's just he's still looking for the kids, and when he's with Will, he's just more or less the same thing because they have that relationship as well that's developed over about the year when they're going to the doctor's appointments and so on and so forth. And Hopper's kind of along the lines of Joyce of just make him comfortable with everything, and but also at the same time we need to know this information, which Hopper's almost like being like a double parent to someone else's kid and kind of his own sort of foster child at the same time, which is nice because he gets kind of the best of both worlds almost.
He pretty much is the father to these damn kids, you know,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to, like you say, and even to Will, because he doesn't really have like a father figure. Well, he kind of is like getting, you know, Bob as it, but before he became in the picture, it pretty much was Hopper because he knows so much about like the whole situation.
Yeah. And yeah, Hopper's just dealing with like a lot, and he's got one kid at home that's like doesn't want to go outside, who can't go outside, but then you take away her only real form of entertainment besides the books, which is the TV, and then now you have this other kid who can see things like Bran, budget Bran, as AK wants to call him, and yeah, we're kind of left in this position with all of these kids and just like what's going to happen with them, especially with Will, with what he's seeing and the things inside of him, which will probably come out in the future. But he's doing very well. The actor who plays Will, like the acting stoic at the same time, but also being warm and gentle. So it's like, they almost picked him like they picked Bran almost.
It kind of is though. He's pretty
Discount
much at this
brand.
point from episode 4, like he's pretty much playing like two characters, Will and possessed Will. You know, and so far he's doing a pretty good job. Because again, like I said in the previous stream, like season 1, we hardly got to see any of him. You know, even when it came to like interviews and stuff, until like, you know, when season 2 came around and stuff, he was like in more interviews, the actor. He was in like more scenes, and we got to see, okay, a lot of these damn kids could freaking act. Let's see them in more stuff. I think this actor played a horror movie that came out recently. I forgot. I know it begins with a P. You know, I'll probably just look it up, but I'm not sure how well that movie was, but hopefully at least his acting skills, you know, was, you know, the only reason why people probably went to go even see it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're doing very well because I know a couple of them have gotten different roles and stuff. So it's a very popular show. So I'm not surprised. Were you going to say something, AK? I don't know if I stopped you or not.
Nope, you're good.
Oh yeah. The one thing too that kind of breaks Hopper's heart is when she says, "You're like Papa." When 11 says like, "You're like Papa," and then he's like, "What?" He's like,
I'm
"Why?"
like that psychotic bastard, really? And yeah, 11, calm your angsty self down, ma'am. No, he is nothing like your damn papa.
No, it's probably like far from it.
Right? Are you living in a, like, what was that, like a 6x6 room with just the bed and like no comforts at all? No, you're not. Calm that shit down.
It's like just because he took away Egos for probably a day, then it's not.
A punishment that she actually deserved. I mean, come on. Is he forcing you to go, you know, be the spy on the Russians and use your powers and go into the damn upside down with scary ass monsters? No, he's not. Little girl, calm yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 11. Like, yes, he maybe make you angry in this moment, but that's what happens when you have a parent who's not just like, use your mind to crush this can or kill something or choke somebody out with your mind. It's like, no, he's trying to be like the real parent. And I think we also get to one of Hopper's voicemails again. He's like, "I'm sorry I can't come to the fun right now. I'm doing something pretty awesome. Call you back," and like, or it's like something about please call back or something like that, which I know Johnny likes. He like loves Hopper's voicemail. It's like, I wish I thought of that. And it's like, totally. Because Joyce calls, because he gets a call from, I don't know if she has his name, but the secretary at the police station. And she's like, Joyce Byers has called 8 times. Call her back before I go crazy.
You know what? I don't know about some of the secretaries in this town, because all of them seem to be like so over Joyce. Like whenever she calls like the school and the one secretary is looking at you like, oh, it's Joyce again. Like, bitch, do you understand her child went through something extremely fucking traumatic? Can you not understand why she's worried? The boy literally came back from the dead. As far as you know the story to be, what mother would not be extra paranoid after that? Like, damn,
it seems like Joyce is like that overbearing parent that even before season 1 even happened, she would like call for like the smallest of things, to the point that now that she's even calling, it could be even serious. The secretary's like, oh my gosh, it's just her again. Like, she'll even bother to even like pick up the phone, answer it or whatever, just entertain whatever she has today. Like, she could have been paranoid, so if like Will forgot his like lunch or a sock or a simple book, and she just went over and like called and called. Like,
even if she was, you should be able to, give her a little bit of leeway because she thought her kid died. What mother would not fall into the exact same behaviors that Joyce is doing? Honestly, I feel like I know moms that would be far worse than that. AV club. No, you ain't going to no AV club. You got video games right here in the house. You want to go to the arcade? There's a television here. There's books. You have everything you need right here. You're not leaving this house unless it's to go to school. Discount Brand is damn lucky that he still gets to see the outside world.
Now I'm thinking of that movie Bubble Boy, where he was just confined in his room for X amount of years.
Yeah, because he was allergic to like everything.
And it turns out he wasn't allergic to everything. He was okay. And the mother was just paranoid.
I honestly don't remember that movie that well.
Oh, no.
I think I remember him like standing on a roof. Maybe that's the right movie. I don't know.
Yeah, that's like almost what is it, helicopter parents to extreme with that. But yeah, Joyce, they gotta give her some leeway, but I guess because there's that stigma, I guess now with Will coming back from the dead and being zombie boy, that because she's an overprotective parent, like we are saying probably beforehand, that now she's even more, it just makes them go nuts. Because like she says, stop her. She's called 8 times. Call her back, please.
But yeah, Hopper does forget sometimes that he has, about 3 or 4 different things that he needs to be doing. He doesn't balance his time very well. Hence him not actually being at work on time. And when he answered the radio, he was like, yes, I'm on my way. I know what time it is. So yeah, he knows he's late. And granted, yeah, you have to give some attention to 11 and try to help her along, but you need to keep all your ducks in a row. And I think that's the thing that threw him off balance also. He wasn't prepared for having to deal with the different time constraints for all the situations that he gets into.
Yeah, because he's got his regular job, and then he has 11, and he has to deal with Will, and then there's that investigation with the pumpkin patches. So he's got a lot to do.
The man is stressed. He's stressed.
Yeah, that's why he can never get to a place at the right time. 5:15 turns to 8:15, and so on and so forth. Because seemingly all the other police officers aren't doing their own job, so he has to do everybody else's.
What the hell is with his damn deputies, man? He needs to throw the whole damn station away and get some new people, because those guys are freaking incompetent. Hopper should not be the only one that knows how to do their job in that building, except the secretary. She's actually cool, and she actually looks out for him and his bad eating habits. They're the only 2 that seem to know what they're doing in that whole damn building.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah, because
you rarely see like any policeman officer or anyone being dispatched everywhere. It's always him going to every single damn place.
Probably on purpose because he knows those idiots are incompetent. He told them to track all of the stuff where that gooey, nasty slime was going. And he comes back the next day and it's not finished. And he's like, why didn't you finish up the job? Well, it got dark. Do you know what flashlights are?
Yeah.
Like, you literally just walked away from your assignment because it got dark.
And then and he was like, "Don't touch anything without gloves," and doesn't want to just like go like,
was already touching shit.
Yes, it's like,
Why
stop
would you touch that? Stop touching shit.
Yeah, don't touch it. It's like, don't touch it, and you'll be fine. But it's like, go ahead and just like poke. Yeah, and they're like young officers too, so it's just
Very
like
young,
it just makes it even more annoying. Like they're probably just out of the academy or whatever. It's just like, what? It's like I have to run this entire town. Thankfully, it's not like a big town, so you don't have to worry about it so often.
Luckily,
but when and if the number 8 and all of that crew, if they ever show up, oh no, there's some hell has no fury because Hopper's gonna just have more stuff to do and have no time at all for his bad eating habits. But we can kind of, I guess, talk about Nancy and Jonathan and Steve and like Billy and the teenagers.
Teenagers. Billy, I still don't like Billy. The freaking Red Ranger. He let me down, man. Like, why is your character such a douche? Like, I really need to know his backstory. Like, I get it. Max is just his sister by marriage. That's fine. I understand. But why are you still being such a little bitch, though? I mean, and we see later on in this round of episodes that he takes issue with Max specifically speaking to Lucas. And it's not said whether that's a racial thing or if there's something else going on besides that, because he seemed to tie in whatever happened in California and why they moved to her and Lucas. And they never fully explain what the issue there is. So I have questions and I need them to be answered. Besides that, for whatever reason, Billy still seems to have this rivalry with Steve. And honestly, I don't even think Steve cares that much about it. He's just trying to get through his last year and I guess still try to be with Nancy for whatever reason. I don't understand why he doesn't get it. Like, bruh, she's not that into you. Just stop it. She basically was doing the same thing that her mom is doing. She settled for the pretty boy that she thought she was supposed to be with. And now she's like, yeah, about that. We might need to talk. So, but Steve is Steve. So he doesn't want to let it go. But that's that. I mean, I've always thought that her and Jonathan had more chemistry on screen anyway. So it seems like they're moving towards that, or at least I think they will eventually for where we're at with the episodes right now. I like seeing their tag team espionage little thing that they have going on. They're not that great at it yet, but they're trying to work the kinks out, and I appreciate her specifically thinking about Barb. Like, that was a big thing after season 1. Everybody was like, hashtag justice for Barb, thinking that everybody forgot her, but no. Nancy still holds her very near and dear to her heart, and she's trying to fix that situation. Hence, her and Jonathan going on this little spy escapade.
So, Team Justice for damn Barb begins. We finally got it. Now this journey about to begin. Hopefully they'll get that freaking, justice for damn Barb. But yeah, what AK was bringing up earlier, I'm guessing it could have been like what helped her just end the relationship off with Steve. She probably just saw it mirror the relationship with her mom and father. And she's like, you know what? I don't want this. I don't want to be in this damn town, So cut ties. Even here, like she pretty much learns that, oh, it wasn't, Steve that brought me back home from that drunk, situation. It was freaking Jonathan who did it. I think, didn't she even ask her, like, do you like love me? And she didn't even like answer that, or was it
Yeah, she kept saying it was bullshit. And then here Jonathan was telling her that, sometimes people just say a whole bunch of outlandish shit when they're drunk. And she's, she knows herself well enough now. And she's like, well, what if I did mean it though?
Yeah, because Jonathan says that it was Steve that asked him to bring her home, which it didn't seem that way though. I guess to save face, almost.
I think that it definitely did go down like that, and I think that's where we see Steve actually seeing that. Okay, well, she's not gonna listen to me, but I can go get Jonathan, and I know she'll listen to him. I think he sees the cracks in the relationship, but he still wants to go after her. He wants to try to make that work, but yeah.
But the thing is, she knew that it was Jonathan because I think she says in her like drunkenly sleepy state, she says Jonathan, I'm pretty sure in the last episode.
Yeah, she did.
So she knew that he was there, but she probably just forgot because she was.
I don't think she knew what context. Yeah, like why he was there.
Mm-hmm. And
kind of like Robert saying freaking Lyanna's name while you're sleeping with Cersei.
The first time, too. It's like
Thrones bleeds into everything.
Yeah. Oh man. But I mean, like, yeah, like Jonathan, he's just such a nice kid, and he's like very patient with Lanty at the same time, and he's pretty much up for every adventure. While Steve is just like, well, he's kind of being mopey now that he's kind
Steve
of
was being a dick about it from the beginning. Like, when they were supposed to go have dinner with them, and she was like, well, we canceled twice already. He was like, oh, come on, we don't need to do that, blah, blah, blah. Like, you asshole. Their daughter's dead. How fucking dare you?
He just wanted to have like what was it, study time with Nancy.
Yeah, study time.
Like, oh man, like it just you can tell that she's just kind of over it, but she doesn't know how to say it. I'm surprised though that it's not like, because this will come out more often in the next couple episodes. I'm pretty sure that because they're, I guess, on a break, so to speak, quote from Friends, that something will happen between those two, because it's just how it's leaning. Plus, there's probably those things of like they have feelings for one another, but they just don't know how to say it. And also, too, because they may think it may be awkward for their brothers. It's like, my brother's dating your brother. This is weird. But who knows? It may be a thing of too much intermingling of friendships, maybe a little bit weird for them, but who knows? Something may happen with that. And yeah, Billy, when he was playing basketball with Steve, I was like, why is there short shorts? It's like, you all probably didn't agree to this more
it's
short.
The 80s. No, that was a thing. Look up old pictures of NBA teams. They had the little short shorts too.
Yeah. I
thought that was just fan service, for some individuals at home that wanted it. But okay.
I mean, technically, I could see that it probably was. They love their little boy whatevers. But yeah, those shorts were actually a thing, though. That's what like the main team uniforms were.
Yeah. Because it was shirts versus skins, which they don't do anymore. They haven't done for probably a long time now. Which I was like, oh, there you go. Yeah, it's like such a fan servicey thing with like Billy and his weird mustache that doesn't
that matches nothing on his face. Like, dude, who picked this kid's look? Really? I don't understand why the characters see it as so impressive. It's just meh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the KFC versus Popeyes debate is going back on in the chat.
Popeye's biscuits are superior.
Yeah.
I will say that much. But yeah, the scene that's coming up with Steve and what's his name, Billy, in the showers. Like, bruh, you are way too comfortable talking to this young man as his face is covered and he's trying to just shower and get the hell out of there. You want to have a full-on debate about what for why.
Yeah.
And this is where we get all the theories about maybe Billy might be struggling with his sexuality. The signs are there. I mean, I see them. I don't know about you guys.
It's like we talked about on Wednesday. It would be not. It would be kind of progressive for like the time period, but not obviously now in 2017 when this was going on. This show was airing, that they would have a character who's probably struggling with their sexuality be played on screen, and because there hasn't been someone in this show already who's been defined that way, I mean, kudos to that. As well, like you were saying earlier, with if Lucas becomes like a problem, so to speak, for Billy in terms of having a relationship with Max, it could be because maybe someone who had a affection for Max before was maybe of a different background in terms of race, so to speak, because I don't think they have touched on that either, of a interracial relationship defined really in the show.
And I almost feel like it's something along the lines of what you were saying, but not that it was Max, but it was Billy that actually had that other connection. And I think something went very wrong there with the connection he had with this person. And that's why he's like triggered in all the ways that he is now. Like, that's why he's, putting himself out there as being such a ladies' man and whatnot. I think it's because he's trying to like get away from that old persona, so to speak. But that's just a theory. I don't know. We still need more information about what happened in California.
More information. That's always what you need. But yeah, the showers, and it's just like, yeah, he just seems very comfortable, because you can imagine, I can probably imagine, it's just like, that's just so, like, you don't want to like be like, whoa. So, and Nancy and Jonathan, they go and get tracked down by the government, more government people, and you're just like, oh, come on. They're like in the park. Like, we'll go to the park and we'll watch people in the park and kids playing Duck Duck Goose, which I haven't done in years, play Duck Duck Goose. I was like, oh, it's interesting. And the kid on the, what was it, duck, like a thing that went back and forth. And it's like, oh, so there's a lot of duck motifs here. I was like, interesting, because like Duck Duck Goose, and then, but I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just rambling at this point.
Should have been playing 7 Up. 7 Up was a better game than Duck Duck Goose.
7 Up, yeah.
I don't remember playing Heads Up 7 Up that much, but I don't know. But what I'm questioning, and I only just thought about it just now, is damn near like all the adults that were in that park seemed to be spies. So where the fuck did all these kids come from? If the adults are only there as plants and they're all watching Nancy and Jonathan, where do these random suspect kids come from? Are we starting our agents off that young now? Is there a secret red room in Hawkins also? Probably means nothing, but just, random shit that my brain picks out.
Could be one of the, at the daycare with the government. Just like kids.
I'm just saying, it seemed like every adult in there was watching them. So if that's the case, why are all these random children here?
They work for they're the government's kids. They're just like the people who work in the government. They're just their kids that just sit there, just like best friends. Woohoo! I don't know.
I don't know. Like in this town, oh my god, if I had kids, they're pretty much with me 24/7 at this point. Like, I don't know.
Oh, the kids.
Where are we going next?
Yeah,
I think we're almost done, actually.
They go to I guess they're in, because they get taken, quote unquote, by the government agents, and then they get a recording, or no, they watch one of the scientists go into the upside down thing because they have a recording that they get on as they're leaving Hawkins after they get out.
Yeah, that's right. I think they actually planned to get caught. I forgot about that little aspect of what they were doing. They planned to get caught and brought in so they could have that conversation and record it. So maybe they do know a little bit about what they're doing. Yeah, they might be sneakier than I thought.
Then we hear that they're not even with the people that were involved previous season, that this new people in the lab, like they have no ties to them or whatever, that, oh, we're here to pretty much fix their mistakes. So it's like, okay, are you guys the quote unquote good guys, or is just Papa working in the shadow, still manipulating things within this town?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they I think, Papa did a bad job. He seems to be dead, but the way shit goes on this show, I don't know, he might show up later. But Paul Reiser's crew, and they say that they brought in a whole new crew for that. So it's the same division of government, but just a new team. And I think Paul Reiser wanted to take a better approach to handling things than Matthew Modine's character did. So I think he's trying to play the nice guy, but it really isn't working out. But they'll get more in depth in that in later episodes. So I'll stop there. You're muted, Kenzie. We can't hear you.
I clicked a button and it like made the chat like massive, so it was like, oh no, this is not working. Yeah, because they were talking about how what is in the upside down can't be destroyed, but it can be detained. So it's not like this thing that can go away very easily. Also, that Dr. Owens was saying that it's that they have to do whatever is necessary to keep it a secret with the underground, meaning that they have to have everybody be like, shh. But they didn't get hush money, which I'm surprised. Like, if I was Joyce or an adult, I would have been like, where's my hush money? Which they never like brought up. I never thought of before brought up, which would have been funny.
Not only that, but they're also terrible at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hopper straight up tells him, like, do you see the shit going on in these fields? They go, no, that's not from us. It has nothing to do with us. Bruh. You are not doing your job and paying attention at all, because it is all because of you.
That or you're a bad liar.
Oh, that too. He could know, but see, and then again, if he does know and he is lying about it, you would think they would be doing something in the background to take care of it, and they're not. So I think he truly believes that it has nothing to do with Hawkins. He thinks that it's contained from the little area that they have to go in and burn stuff. It's not. They found a back door. The Mind Flayer found a back door to go through, and he's got all these tunnels running around, and now he's going to have a bunch of dem dogs roaming around the place, and all fuckery is going to break loose.
There should be a notice in Hawkins, not only hide your kids, but hide your cats and small dogs.
Hide everything. And don't drink the water, because if the fields are contaminated, you can imagine what the hell is going on with the water supply.
Yeah, drink bottled water or like boiled water or whatever you need to do to stay safe. Yeah, because the last we see of Nancy and Jonathan is that they're driving out of Hawkins to go somewhere else, going on a road trip, but got not much packed for their road trip. So Wonder where they're going. If they're gonna go a couple towns over, maybe they'll go back to where 11's mom is from or whatever. Who knows? But yeah, we end off with the pumpkins because we talked about the dead cat and Dustin being with his loving Dart more than the cat. And then the pumpkins and Hopper's digging the ground and finds all the tunnels, which, because of Will, he was able to find. So, what comes next?
See, and I have to question, was that Will actually showing all that? Or was that, the Blood Raven Mind Flayer actually just giving clues so they know what Mind Flayer wants them to know? I know it's interesting. It is still early in the stages, so it's very possible that it could have actually been Will. I mean, he's been drawing the things he's been dreaming about thus far for the whole season. So it's interesting to think about.
That is true, though. It's either A, is playing, mind games, trying to get someone to go down there, capture them, whatever. Or B, like you just said, AK, it's not completely in control of him, so that's one thing.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to figure out with discount brand or budget brand and what Will is capable of in these coming episodes. Because it seems like his powers, whatever they are growing. I think we've covered most, if not all, of the points.
I think that's all of it. Yeah, because the last scene of Ep4, I think, was Hopper in the tunnel and the camera turning upside down.
Yeah, and we talked about 11 with her mom. But yeah, we talked about everything. So, like always, we rank the episodes. So whatever you want to give it, final thoughts, all that fun stuff that we usually do at the end.
Let's see. For both episodes, collectively, I think I'll go with 8.5 discount brands. They're both pretty solid. The story is still good. It still makes me want to come back for more. So yeah, I love it.
For me, I believe episode 3 was kind of like a 7 out of 10 because it was a bit slow in that episode. And then you got that cliffhanger at the end with like Will being possessed. And then for episode 4, I'll probably give it like an 8 out of 10. Where are your parents? Just like how AK was saying so many times in the previous episode, you really have a character who's like to 11, where are your parents? So there are some people in this town who are thinking the same thing. We just need more of that. So yeah, it was good. And also Funko Pop, yes, because we had the demo dog. There you go. We got a Demogorgon Funko Pop. There you go. So I only have like 2 Stranger Things. So you're gonna see me just periodically just come on stream, revealing either this one or 11. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, but now the thing is, will you get the Hopper Pop? A Hopper Pop. That's funny.
Yes, there you go. Probably by the end of the season, a recap or so, or middle of season 3. If I'm going on, there you go. I'll probably share it then, because nothing in season 3 so far. I haven't got no Funkos where I'm like, I don't want it. But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, no, they had a few different. They've had many different ones, but for me, episode 3 gets 7 out of 10 extravagant egos, and episode 4 gets 8 morning meows for Muse, which was the cat's name. I finally remembered what the cat's name was. It was Muse. So, yeah.
Poor Muse.
Poor Muse. So, what do you have going on your channels, or what you have going on if you're involved in other streams and so on and so forth?
I think the next live I'll be doing is Tuesday when Pose comes on, and I'll be watching that at 10 o'clock. Wednesday, I think we're doing the next 2 episodes of Stranger Things, so I will probably be around for that as well. Besides that, I don't have a whole lot scheduled. Yeah, so I'm pretty low key now, I think. So and you'll always see me around in the chats, you know, talking to everybody on other people's channels and whatnots. That's about it.
For me, Monday, Legion finally returns for its third damn season and its final damn season. Cannot wait to react to that and like end up talking to both Ree and Johnny Be Crazy. I don't know if we're gonna do a weekly thing or it's just gonna be like, you know, first 4 episodes and like the last 4 episodes. Because I think it's like 8 episodes this season. Because I hate when they added episodes and it would be just became like just bad pacing wise. Because there's like 2 episodes where I was just like, what's the point of this? Why are we here? Just to suffer? But other than that, I'm gonna pick up watching the Umbrella Academy and the Swamp Thing. I heard good things about both those shows. I can't wait to react to that as well as the 100 as well. And hopefully I'll be here Wednesday and Saturday for like the following episodes. Hopefully I'm not like babysitting to the point where I can't even like hop on. But if anything, I'll probably just have the Demon Child in the background. You probably just cause noise and whatever, but just think it's just something out hearing things from the upside down. It's actually a demon child running around throwing up, twirling its head, you know.
Hey, whatever happens, because it is part of the upside down. Yeah, for me and what's next on Wednesday, we will be covering episode 5, Dig Dug, and episode 6, The Spy. So those will be 2 cool episodes that we get to watch. They're kind of more creative titles than Game of Thrones Season 8, but hey, we're going to enjoy that. For me, tonight, along with Johnny Be Crazy, we will be on Justin Thomas's channel talking seasons 1 through 4, what would have been done differently, what we would have wanted done differently for the show, and storyline changes and all of that fun stuff. So join that. I don't know if he has a link out or anything, but there'll be that for tonight. And you can also find me on Johnny's channel most of the time and on Cylon Johns every Friday night. We'll be doing season 3, episode 2 next Friday with all of our peoples, and also Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and on Patreon. So thank you to all of the people who support me on Patreon: Bobby Catalano, Catherine Harding, Nancy T, and Dark Mother. And with that, we will see you all on Wednesday for episodes 5 and 6. Bye, everyone.
Pasta.